Okay, you told us a little bit about how you source your food locally and how you came to realize that it was something you guys had to do, just to be yourselves and be able to run your restaurants. Could you talk a little bit about how the local and organic fit into your wine selections?
Hugely. A lot of people have a misconception that sulfites are what give you headaches in wine and ill effects of red wines due to sulfites. So every single wine, whites and reds, contains sulfite. It's a natural byproduct, and it's 10 parts per million at a minimum, and you can add sulfite to clean the wine. That's not it. It may be the histamines in the red wines, but more is when I drink biodynamically made wines or organically made wines, they not only taste better, they show terroir and minerality better and sense of place, but they relieve a lot of the side effects that you can get from even a couple glasses of red wine or white wine. And I fully believe that that's due to the biodynamic has something to it. And when you have a horse in a stable and you put an electric fence around them, and the horse will run into the electric fence and one will die, and then none of the other horses will get out. Like they'll learn from that experience. You can put a cow with all these horns and receptors into an electric fence field, and they won't touch the fence. But the second you flip the switch off, they'll know that it's off, and they'll go through and they'll get out. And that's a farming thing that goes back in Europe. And there's something to it. So they bury fertilizer at certain phases of the moon, use that as organic compost material on these vineyards, using the cow receptor, is what they put it in. And there's something to it, and I don't know, exactly. I haven't gotten into the whole Dettmer thing that was done in Austria. But I know the end result, again, tastes better, makes you feel better, and shows wine better. So I wanted to feature that on the wines. And so our list is all labeled. Everything that's organic, biodynamic, and or vegan is notated on the wine list. Furthermore, locally, they're starting to put some pretty good wines together. Page Springs Winery, that's one. Eric's a winemaker up there, and he also does Arizona Stronghold, which does some locally made wines. Down if you go south, there's Keeling Schaefer, does some really good Syrahs, and I think finally the quality and the age of the vines have caught up to the winemaking styles to where they're starting to make some good wines. And it wasn't that way all the time.
Yeah.
Now I'm proud to serve a few of these, and we rotate them often.
That's great. Could you talk a little bit about, we hear a lot, about wine and beer both are not necessarily the most sustainable beverages. For one thing, they get shipped all around the world. And could you compare the challenges of sourcing your wine and sourcing your food?
I think it's a lot easier to source food at this point in time than wine locally. Within miles, there's a lot of great farmers here now. Chef Peyton is working, he's going to have a nice feature in the paper coming up in a week or so on him working with George Secret out in the West Valley. And also we use Sing Farms, we use McClendon's Farms, we use Maya's Farms. They're popping up all over. Our tomatoes come from Love Grows Farms out in Mason. Really, finally a plethora of choices, and if you go up to Snowflake, you've got goat cheese locally, you've got all these other products that you can always get your hands on. A lot more so than wine. I think there's a couple of 3 producers I would buy from in the state of Arizona. You have to have variety in wine. You can't show French terroir in Arizona wine or New Mexico or California for that matter. Or if you're going for true sense of place, if you're drinking a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand versus France versus Chile versus California versus Canada, they all show very differently, and they should. They shouldn't have Coca-Cola wine. Everything tastes the same. The same with food. But I think as far as wine goes, it's tough because you can't stick to a totally sustainable and local mindset because you really sacrifice the variety of where the wines are grown all around the world. And I think that's important when you're pairing wine with food. If you're doing an escargot dish or something from that may have started in Burgundy, you really should pair it with a Burgundian wine. The terroir comes through. You can't replicate terroir.
That's really interesting.